What's up everybody? I'm Brian from I Want Tesla, and today I'm going to be doing my review of the Model Y. After owning it for about 3 weeks now and about 1,200 miles on the car, I kind of wanted to wait to make sure I understood the car, what I liked about the car, and what I disliked about the car. And yes, there are a couple things I dislike about the car. How I'm going to break this video up is going to be into 5 different things. It's going to be my delivery, how my delivery went, the comfort of the vehicle, the efficiency of the vehicle, and what I like and what I don't like, or dislikes. There are a couple dislikes, but they're very minor. As you guys know, I love the Model Y. If you've seen some of my videos, that's why I'm excited right now to team up with this nonprofit organization, the Chesapeake Climate Action Fund. They're giving away a Model Y. Some of you may remember them from last year when one of their supporters donated a Model 3 to help raise money for their campaign against climate change. The funds generated are used to lobby governments, Maryland, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. to pass clean energy policies. That's very important. This year, a benefactor donated a Model Y that will be raffled off in efforts to raise enough to continue the legislative fight against climate change. They're selling 3,000 tickets, but have only sold about 1,400 to date. Because the coronavirus hit, it has hindered a lot of support. I'm helping them out because they're less than halfway to their fundraising goal, and the campaign is ending soon. It's only $100 to enter, and you have great odds of winning. Either way, a Tesla Model Y will be giving away, regardless of the number of tickets sold. I actually bought a ticket myself. You can never have enough Model Ys. Well, maybe I can set one up for off-road and one up for the track. Support the CCAN Action Fund by buying a ticket and entering a chance to win a Tesla Model Y. The drawing happens in less than a month. I'll have a link in the description below for you to enter. My delivery, like I said, was 3 weeks ago, and I picked it up on a Thursday, and this is actually a Thursday when I'm recording this, so it's exactly 3 weeks. My delivery in Charlotte was as usual. Very quick, very easy, because this is the 4th Tesla I've purchased from there. So I'm very familiar with Tesla. They don't have to go over a lot of stuff with us. But it was right in the beginning of the coronavirus where people were wearing gloves, people were social distancing a little bit. But I still had a great delivery. Corey took us around the car, showed us a couple things, and I do have a video on that. You can click right up there and you can watch that. And in fact, I have a whole playlist of all the Model Ys that will be at the end of the video as well. My friend Kyle from Out of Spec Motoring came down to help film for himself and for me, and we actually left there, went straight to the supercharger to fill it up completely, 100%, to test the efficiency and how it drove, because we went straight up to the racetrack with it. Not to go racing on the track or anything, but to do some testing, some wheels and tire testing, things like that. But we wanted to know about the vehicle. As far as the delivery goes, the fit and finish was amazing. There was a couple issues with the trunk area, and I had to bring it back for that. They had to realign the trunk just a little bit. The back seats didn't fold down all the way. There's a broken piece. But this is a very early VIN number 409. So I kind of expected a couple things like that, but you don't really spend a whole lot of time at Tesla going over the vehicle. It's really sign some paperwork, give them the check, and then you're on your way. So now onto the comfort of the Model Y. I'm a very tall person, I'm 6'5", so getting in and out of the Model 3, and that's what I came out of. I sold the Model 3. Getting into this versus the Model 3, I didn't really expect much difference, but there's a huge difference in the height. Getting into the seat with it already being taller, and then the seat being on a 3-inch riser, it's that much easier. And yes, I've had SUVs before. We have the Model X. That's a little bit taller than what this is, but it's a very, very comfortable seat. In fact, I had the version 1 seats in the Model 3, and jumping into the version 2 seats, these things are very, very comfortable. Even my wife said the same thing, because she did not like the Model 3 seats at all. They actually hurt her back. These things are very comfortable for her, which is really good because I'd like to take this on trips instead of the Model X. The Model X is a great car. She loves that car every day when she drives to work, but I'd rather keep some miles off of that car because she has a ton on there already, and put some miles on this. Plus, this thing charges faster at superchargers. It's just more efficient. Another thing that makes this so comfortable and spacious on the inside is this gigantic glass roof. It's very similar to what the Model S has for that panoramic roof, not the moonroof, but the whole panoramic roof. all one-piece glass, but this seems to be curved a little bit more. So this is, I think it'll be a little bit harder for window tinters to tint. There is some tint on there, but I think I might want to have it a little darker because as you can see, I don't have much hair up there, much insulation, so I do feel the heat already, and we're really just in the spring. In North Carolina here, it's getting a little bit warmer. It's not the heat of the summer yet. So like I said, getting in and out of the vehicle is amazing, and putting stuff in that trunk, there's so much space back there with that power lift gate. Seats drop down, you're gonna be able to fit a lot of items in the Model Y, and I think a lot of people are gonna be happy with this vehicle. Especially if you have kids, the car seems to be a little bit wider and there's a little bit more room in the back seat. I also did a video on this with my daughter where I put her in the back seat and I sat back there just to show you the difference. My daughter is tall, imagine that, she's my daughter. But kids in car seats, I think you're gonna have a lot better time getting them in this than you are the Model 3. And it's not gonna be as expensive as the Model X. So I think this is a great choice for a lot of people. And that's why I believe Tesla is going to sell a ton of these Model Ys. Now let's go to the efficiency. Like I said, we picked it up right from Tesla and we went to the supercharger. We fully charged it, and now this is a performance Model Y with the 21-inch wheels. So rated range, they say on the computer, is 280 miles. And that's what we got when we fully charged it. Once it hit 100%, it was 280 miles. We left right away then. And you know, a lot of people say you shouldn't fully charge your car. If you're going on a trip right away, then yes, you can fully charge it. It's not bad. And plus, it's not bad for you to do that in the very beginning of the car. So the car, the BMS, which is the battery management system, so that knows where the top of the battery pack is. And yes, you don't want to do this very often. You want to basically teach your car where the top of the battery pack is and where the bottom of the battery pack is. So you kind of want to drop it down to like 5% or so once in a while. So you have the full range of the battery. It's not saving anything. The BMS is not tricked. So we left and we went on a 212-mile trip to the next supercharger in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. We were actually planning on going to a different supercharger, but the efficiency was so good, we had to go stretch it to another one. I was using the Teslab app, and it was showing me a 99% efficiency rating. We set off on our trip at 70 miles an hour. I was gonna put cruise control on, or actually autopilot, and stay at 70 miles an hour. Most of the trip was 70 miles an hour as far as the speed limit. Some of it was 65. People were passing us left and right, which was fine, but Kyle sat behind me in his Model 3, so no one was in front blocking any of the wind or pushing any of the wind away, so we had a true efficiency number. We were averaging 270 watt-hours per mile, which is huge, which made this 99% efficient. So we probably could have gotten 280 miles out of it if we would have stretched it all the way out. We did not want to stretch it out because we wanted to charge at that supercharger, so we had plenty of energy to play at the racetrack, so we charged it up there. It charged just as fast as Kyle's Model 3. We ramped up the exact same speeds. So the efficiency and the charging profiles were identical to the Model 3, which you would expect because this is basically a Model 3, but just bigger. We did get 270 watt-hours per mile on an efficiency drive. We were going for that goal. Now, having 1,200 miles on the car, I do not have that anymore. I'm more just over 300, but still that's not bad for, you know, hitting the car pretty hard once in a while, because I do take off kind of fast, and just driving around town, that's still not bad. It's a very, very efficient car. And I think part of that efficiency is to do with the heat pump, which is right about there inside the car in the front. That uses a lot less power for heating and air conditioning than the Model 3 does. And I think eventually the Model 3 will have the heat pump in there as well. Instead of driving back and forth at night, I brought an air mattress for the Model Y. So I slept on the track, well, not on the physical track, but off the track. In the back of this, again, I'm 6'5". There was enough room for me. Wasn't super comfortable because the air mattress wasn't designed for this specific vehicle. So I wanted to do an efficiency run on that to see how much power I used. It did get in the 50s at night, which is not cold, but I set the climate control to 70 degrees just to see how much we used. We dropped from 70% battery down to 60% battery. So only 10% of the battery was used overnight, keeping it on camp mode, which I turned off the lights, but on the screen stayed the camping video of the campfire and everything. Weird how that didn't turn off, but still I was able to sleep, not an issue whatsoever. Now for the likes and the dislikes. Let's do the likes first. Save the worst for last. Usually it's the best for last. So the likes of the car. I definitely love that huge glass roof. It feels so spacious in there, especially in the back seat. If you have to sit back there, the kids feel like they're not confined at all. I like the easy entry and the easy getting out of the vehicle due to it being up a little bit higher than what the Model 3 is and the Model S. I really, really love the storage in this. There's the space of a Model S on the inside as far as storage, in the size constraint of a Model 3. There's twice the storage basically as the Model 3 has due to that trunk, and it's a power trunk. Everyone was wanting a power trunk for the Model 3. This has the power trunk. We just need to figure out a power frunk now. But Tesla makes a factory power trunk, and one of the last things that I really like about this vehicle is the quietness. This seems to be a little bit quieter than the Model 3. Not sure why. That was a pun. I thought there would be more noise because of the open trunk area back there. Without having a tonneau cover or a cargo cover over that, I thought there'd be more noise coming through. Tesla uses a lot of sound dampening materials, which made this a lot more comfortable to be in too. You're gonna get some road noise a little bit more with the 21-inch wheels on this, but I think with different wheels, say you go the 20s or the 19s, the stock 19s, I think you're gonna have a very, very quiet ride, a very comfortable ride. That's what I think most people are gonna go with. I have not measured it yet, but from my ear, I think it's just a little bit quieter than the Model 3. And I've made mine a little bit quieter by tinting the windows on the side and the windshield. When you tint the windshield, it adds a thin layer of soft material, which is going to help dampen the vibrations from the wind and makes it even quieter on the inside. Now I want to test out one of those door gasket seals to see if that makes it even quieter. Now, unfortunately, there are some things I dislike about the Model Y. There's really only a couple, and these are minor things. The range loss of the 21s. These things are super heavy. They're 68 pounds on the rear with the tires and 64 pounds on the front with the tires. That is ridiculous how heavy those things are, considering they're a performance tire. But they do look amazing. They are wonderful looking wheels and tires, but they do suck the range. I will be testing out some other wheels and tires to give the efficiency on some different wheels and tires that are a lot lighter. But unfortunately, we did test these on the Model 3 and they do not fit easily to bolt up to a Model 3. They're just too big. Another thing that I dislike about the car is that it's kind of unique to tall people. The tailgate does not go up high enough. It actually goes to about here. And so I do have to watch my head. I have to duck my head before I put anything in there, but that's something I will get used to. The paint on this particular car, probably due to it being early, was really bad. There was not so much bad, there was just dirt in the paint where I had to spend hours buffing it out. There were some scratches on it, but this was built probably a month before I got it. So it was probably sitting in the factory or sitting at the factory in the parking lots, just rain and other stuff beating on the car. So a lot of that had something to do with it, but was not the best paint. Especially where the spoiler is on the back, there was just a bunch of junk and debris on that. Not too pleased with that, but as you can see, I have wrapped the car in a stealth PPF material from Expel, and I will be having a video on that soon, along with some more fun stuff that we're going to be doing with the car. And the last thing, holes. I don't know if you can see in the picture here, I took off the Tesla T on the front and the back, and now there's holes in the hood and the tailgate. Here's the T from the tailgate, and they have mounting pins making it easy for them to install these at the factory, which is great for them because it simplifies things. They don't have to put a template up to there and then press this thing on there, because it does come with double-sided tape on there. But it's just annoying that they went this route, because now there's holes there and you have to put them back on. I do get it, Tesla. A lot of people took them off, and then these cars aren't widely known all over the country, or really over the world. So without any badging on there, people don't know what it is. So it's in Tesla's best interest to keep these on there, and I will be putting them on there, but there's some other stuff I'm doing to the car as well first. So all in all, I think this is probably the best car Tesla makes right now for the average person, the average family. If you have kids, this is going to be an amazing car for you. If you want efficiency, this is going to be an amazing car for you. I think this is the best all-around car I think that anybody makes, because of the technology in this, because of the batteries and the motors, the heat pump and all these things. I think this is the best. This is definitely the best electric car made But this is probably the best Tesla that is made to date. I'd have to agree with that. I mean, because I said it. But yeah, I think it's true. And I think a lot of you will think it's true as well. Tesla is going to sell a ton of these. If you are interested in a Tesla Model Y, I would check out the link down below for that nonprofit organization that is giving away a Model Y. Like I said, I entered to win because it's great odds. I mean, right now, 1 in 1,400 wins. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome, stay positive, stay safe, be cautious, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.